Excel has hundreds of keystroke shortcuts. Many of them use the Control key. There are a few, however, that use the Alt key. And if you're about to use a keystroke shortcut involving Alt, something else might happen along the way. If I press Alt, and if I'm forgetting the other key, suddenly look what happens in the menu system. We see a letter next to each of the ribbon tabs here. Off to the left, F for File, H for Home, N for Insert. Well, it sounds like N, doesn't it? So we see different letters and or combinations of letters and numbers up here, and also at other areas at the top of the screen there. Now, there could be those times when your mouse isn't working, maybe the batteries run out, you don't have a spare. By using the Alt key, we can actually get into the ribbon menu system. Off to the right, I've got a list here, and I want to use a format on it. But imagine my mouse isn't working. So right here, if I use the arrow keys to come to cell J2, I'll hold down the Shift key here and just move downward and rightward. Remember, the Shift key is being held down. So I can highlight all these from the keyboard. But now, how do I get into the commands? Well, I'll press Alt. And which command am I trying to get to? Which feature? It's on the Home tab. It's visible, but I can't do anything with it unless I press the letter H. H for Home. And now we see a whole series of letters and letter combinations associated with each option. And I want to use the comma shortcut, pressing K on the keyboard. So let me undo that and imagine that the mouse is working, and at other times it usually is. I've got my data highlighted. I could press Alt-H-K. Now, that's not a whole lot faster than using the mouse, but the more we begin to explore this, we realize it could be an incredible shortcut for other uses. So, for example, I want to sort this list alphabetically by the names over in column A. So I'm going to click over in one of the cells there. I'll press Alt. Now I'm doing it slowly at first. Alt. And where do we find those sorting commands? They're on the Data tab. The letter A gets us to the Data tab. So I'll press A. And I want to sort in ascending order. And what do we see off to the right there? For the AZ button, it's SA. So I'll type SA right now. And the list is sorted. So I've either written that down or I remember it. At a later time, I want to sort by department here. And I'll do this a bit faster. I'm going to be pressing Alt-A-SA. Alt-A-SA. There it is. It's sorted by department. Or I want to sort by years of service or job rating. Or I might want to sort descending order by compensation. Alt-A, and that's SD. We sorted descending order that way. So depending upon how often I use a certain command sequence, I'm going to be exploring more and more this technique. And something else that can occur here too. You can take any button that's in the ribbon menu system and repeat it or have it also appear in what we call the quick access toolbar. This is typically above the tab options that we see right here, home, insert, etc. So by right-clicking any button, we can add it to the quick access toolbar. It's sometimes abbreviated QAT. So now it's right there. Now, how is that going to be better? Well, once again, imagine we might want to sort by department. So I'll click in column C. And this time, as I press Alt, what do we see next to AZ? It's the number 3. So I'll press 3. So now it's only 2 characters. In fact, as I later want to sort by employee name, what do? Press Alt-3. There it is. Really fast. And you can imagine not having too many of these, but, try a few more. And every time you add a button to the quick access toolbar, it will have the next number and the next number. So you might want to experiment with that a little bit. The Alt key has a special use here. And even though initially I set it up as being a reason to get into the menu system when maybe the mouse wasn't working for you, we can use this in a variety of different ways to make our command sequences much, much faster.